Hey guys, welcome to Otaku Saga. I'm Rizzo.
I'm Zero.
And I'm DK. On this episode of Anime Reaction, we watched the second episode of Shuumatsu no Izetta.
If you want to check out our reaction to the second episode of Shuumatsu no Izetta, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comment section because we love hearing from you.
And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga. And don't forget to like and share our videos.
And thanks for watching. So, on this episode of Shuumatsu no Izetta,
Had to slow things down a wee bit because Fine is still wounded from the battle, but it still kicks off with a bang.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the beginning of it is really action-packed. So basically, it starts off where it left off, which is Izetta and Fine flying on the
Anti-tank rifle.
anti-tank rifle. I'm still kind of wondering why that was on the plane, but okay, I'll let it go. Anyway, so they're flying, and it shows a squadron. Trying to think if there's a smaller
Flight?
Yeah, a flight. It was definitely a flight, not a squadron. Flight of not BF-109s.
From the not Luftwaffe.
From the not Luftwaffe. Anyway, it shows them flying, and they hear the Mayday calls from the plane that Fine and Izetta were on.
That Izetta tore in half.
And then they see the smoke plume rising from the forest, so they go to investigate, and lo and behold, they find two girls flying on a rifle.
And one of them actually mentions it to the captain.
And the captain's like,
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
that's it, I've seen it all.
I'm
Right.
reminded of the first Iron Man.
Right. It looks like a pseudo armor, or it looks like a man. Oh, what? I kind of like how kind of mission oriented they were. Like, yeah, it's weird, but you know, it
makes it funny. And, well, truth be told, it is kind of faithful to life.
Yeah, there's a lot of the combat pilots who are just like unflappable. Like they could see fucking anything and just like, that's exactly what it is.
Well, there you have it.
I mean, that's what it looks like to me.
But
They make great anime reactors for sure.
Right.
that stupid pilot.
Yeah,
They were given an order.
Yeah, the flight leader literally ordered his pilots to
Not engage.
to not engage, but to tail the two girls. And one of the pilots just comes right in and starts shooting. Foolish man. Anyway,
Like, if I was that captain, I might have actually shot that one down.
yeah.
Yeah.
I actually wish that they'd have had the captain be like, no, stop. Like,
Yeah.
actually, no, stop. You are against orders right here. You need to stop. Stop shooting. Stop shooting. Stop shooting. You know,
If you don't stop shooting, we're going to. It's
Yeah.
it's wartime here.
Yeah. I mean,
There's actually rules on that
Yeah.
during wartime.
Especially against non-combatants,
Yeah.
technically.
and I mean, it's not like it's not like it was obviously an aircraft of Ilstat, but. So then we get to see some more of Izetta's power, which, by the way, this is using it against other people is taboo. But yeah, basically she bites her finger to get blood going, and then drops it on the snow. And transforms the water in the snow into icicles that she launches at the plane.
That pierce through the plane. She's on some real Kyokai no Kanata shit.
Right?
Boom.
Kills the first one, kills the second one. Must have killed the third one somewhere in there, but I didn't see. It must have slipped past me.
Then they almost get the flight leader. She starts to run low on magic power. They're following, and Fine gets the bright idea to turn the rifle around and use it as designed.
Yeah, I think if they'd have hit the plane right there, they'd have done a lot more damage with that rifle.
Yeah, it looked like
they did.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell if they just if they actually hit it and the animators just made it a no-sell or if they just nicked it.
Well, they definitely hit one of the props, like one of the blades of the propeller, I should say.
Yeah.
Because when the propeller stopped, which by the way it disabled the engine, when the propeller stopped, one of the blades was bent all the way backwards. But I don't know. Maybe it might have been an animation error. There probably should have been some smoke or some fire or something. And
it hit that like close to the center of mass. It would have hit something else going, I think.
Honestly, with a round that powerful, it probably would have gone all the way through to the firewall, if not all the way through the cabin.
Yeah. Because as technologically advanced as planes are, and especially back then, those planes were actually pretty fragile.
They had to be.
Or they could be if you hit them in the right spot.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I mean, there's only so much space that you can put a fuel tank, and there's only so much weight you can put in
the fuel tank was not located there. She hit it in the engine, like dead center of mass, like right in the engine.
But considering that most of those parts were made out of aluminum, whereas tanks are made out of steel, and when this is a round designed to go through steel, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying there should have been more damage. But
yeah.
Anyway, so they disable the plane. Pilot flies just over the mountain to go make an emergency landing closer to the not Nazis forces.
And I think we're going to see our flight leader again because is that a witch?
Yeah,
he's savvy. He knows what's up.
Well, I think it's more of a widespread thing in this world.
Actually, yeah, you're right. It's kind of a legend.
It's more of a this is actually how it was back in the day.
Yeah, but since he saw him in person,
rather than like a myth.
Yeah,
so like an old wives' tale or legend. But since he saw it for real, yeah, I think he's gonna come back in some way.
Yeah, there's no way that he's not gonna come back. I don't think. Anyway, so. Izetta has to make an emergency landing because she's out of magical power.
It's actually interesting. I think her placement in the world, like the mana that she uses, I'm not sure if that's even the term, but I'm just going to call it that because that's magic.
So she's definitely she's a green card.
All right, but she. As she's flying around, she can tell like where she's at and how much is available to her.
Yeah, and it seems to regenerate on a daily basis.
Yeah, or something like that.
It regenerates over time.
Hopefully we actually get a little bit more to that mechanic.
I actually think we did, because in the flashback scenes with Izetta, when she's on the pond and floating up there, you see like a whole lot more of those little green crystals. When she tries to gauge where her power's at, you only see the one bigger one. So maybe there was an event in the past where her powers were diminished, maybe before she was captured by the Germania forces.
Yeah.
So in short, I don't think this is even her final form.
Well, see, she used too many spells that day and had to rest to recuperate.
Yeah.
In D&D terms.
Wild magic.
Yeah, wild magic. Anyway, so they're forced to make an emergency landing. We find out that Fine's wound is a little worse than we originally thought. Must have gone pretty darn deep. But basically she's passing out from blood loss. And so Izetta makes a bandage out of her... whatever
gown,
she was wearing. Yeah, her medical gown. Mm-hmm. And then walks through the forest and finds a company of retreating Ilstat troops.
Probably from that fort that Fine wanted to go to.
No, they're definitely from that fort, because we get the little side, the little aside where it's showing in the royal palace with the king
and
they're talking about that forest. They had basically a suicide force that went to, as a last-ditch effort, to destroy the bridge to slow down the Not Germany's forces. And but so they run into them. Fortunately, they had a doctor with them, which I thought was kind of strange that they had like a full-on doctor.
And a fair bit of survivors, truth be told, unless they came in with like tens of thousands of men.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem that the losses were as severe as mentioned in that little.
The mention was like the
there's like few survivors and all that.
Yeah.
You think it'd be like a small, like, you know, like fire team or something like that. That's all.
Well, it
that's
makes
left.
me think that the Ilsat High Command doesn't actually know what's going on.
Well, okay, fair enough.
You know, I keep on saying, you know, the uniforms remind me of pre-World War I. Honestly, their level of technology kind of reminds me of pre-World War I too.
Sort of Napoleonic.
So
at
we
times.
have
But
basically
they
a
did
pre-World War I force versus
But they have anti-aircraft.
World War II Germany.
Yeah, but they have anti-aircraft weaponry and tanks. But yeah, World War II Germany.
Well, even their tanks, they kind of look like they're either World War I or like right. All the alarms are going off tonight. They kind of look like they're either World War I or right after World War I in the period between the wars.
Mm-hmm.
They honestly look like World War I. I can't really say anything other.
Yeah.
We even got the phone box. One of the Germania forces came out.
Oh, the radio.
With a giant radio. I was like,
Field radio.
Well,
Field radio.
yeah, that actually strikes me as pretty realistic for what was
Yeah,
available
World War
in
II.
1939.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm.
That
that's
was
something
really
like that.
really well done. Actually, overall, the level of research that has gone into this, as far as technology, is really really good.
No, like you said,
So-
the Germania fighters are good knockoffs of BF-109s. The transport plane look like a good Junkers.
Yeah. The rifle that Izetta flies on is more than likely a real rifle. I think it's Polish, like the real version of it,
And then the
or Russian. I can't remember.
Yeah, then they had Walthers pulled out when the Germanians.
So I mean, all the technology, like all the
True life.
yeah, all the technology and everything is really really well researched. If I had to say for Ilstat, I would say that it's a country that probably did not participate in World War I. Which there were several countries that didn't or weren't able to, and so their technology didn't progress like the other countries did.
yeah.
Kind
Well, this
of
is
like,
supposed to be like a knockoff
like
of
Poland.
Switzerland or Poland. Oh.
Well, they're
Actually-
kind of in the area of Switzerland, so I'm not sure exactly what they're supposed to be representing. But in real life, like Poland, part of the reason why they were defeated so quickly is because they have lines of troops and brightly colored clothes,
their tactics and their technology.
and
were
they
behind.
got cavalry, and they get run over by panzers. So that's kind of what it reminds me of. But where was it? Oh yeah, so they Doctor patches up Fine.
Patches up Izetta.
More or less patches up Izetta. She had some scratches.
A few, yeah.
Clothes her.
Yeah, and then so Fine ends up waking up that night, and then
Only because Izetta was like yelling her ass off.
right, and then so the next day they continue to march with Fine on a stretcher, and they go to an abandoned mansion in the forest so that they can rest a little bit more. Fortunately, they had gone and knocked out that bridge, so the Germania forces are quite far behind.
And what a convenient
Probably.
mansion.
Yeah. Kind of convenient, but
Mysteriously convenient.
yeah, that's really where it leaves off. We do see the Hellman and Tobias. The two
The not SS agents.
not SS agents. They found the wreckage of the plane, and they see that there's only the not Germany's officers there.
Yeah, the not stormtroopers.
Yes, the not stormtroopers.
Get used to it.
Yeah, no, forever and always. And so they're like, "Oh, where's the princess and where's the specimen?"
Well, there's no parachute.
was she the real thing?
Specimen. They didn't find her parachute missing.
So apparently they know something about the whole witch thing too.
And one of our final scenes. Our Princess Fine decides that she is going to tell Izetta that she shouldn't participate in this war. It's not her war. It's not her place.
And Izetta's like, yeah, no.
Which I think is pretty awesome.
again, I mean, I said in the reaction, she's involved in the war pretty deeply. She shot down, what, three enemy fighters, wrecked a transport craft.
Well, all of that is in self-defense. To be fair.
Okay, maybe that doesn't necessarily qualify her as a combatant, but, well, okay. Now she's formally involved now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I thought it was another good episode. This one was a little slower paced just because of all the flashbacks. But they've gotten the backstory for Fine and Izetta more or less out of the way.
More or less hammered out.
Yeah, hopefully it'll speed up a little bit more.
Kind of progress.
You could also tell that it was slower because Fine was incapacitated for most of the episode.
But yeah, now that they're at least on the way to recovery, Fine and Izetta both, and that last scene where we get news of a big battle getting ready to start, I think it's going to accelerate a little bit next episode.
Yep. If you want to see more of our content related to Shuumatsu no Izetta, go ahead and hit this link.
Yep, and here's a podcast describing all the anime that we were watching this season.
If you want to take a break from watching anime, go check out ORS Gaming, our new sick gaming channel.
Content forthcoming.
We're working on it.
Very soon. Very soon. Also, if you'd like to support us, go ahead and hit the link right here, and it'll take you over to our Patreon page. But let us know what you thought of the anime and what you thought of our reaction in the comment section below.
Yep, thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't.
But that's going to do it for this episode of Anime Reaction. As always, I'm DK.
Yeah, I'm Zero.
And I'm Rizzo.
See you next time.